Every one of us is looking for the simplest yet effective way to start our savings journey and be able to multiply it in the shortest time possible. In this video, I will be introducing to you the 5-5-3 rule of compounding that I started using last year and still using it up until now to multiply and double my savings in just 5 years. If you aren't new to the channel, I recently revealed the 8-4-3 rule of compounding that I was using to multiply my investments in the shortest time period of 4 years. But if you are new to the channel, I would highly recommend that you watch the video, and maybe it'll help. Before discussing more on the 5-5-3 rule of compounding, let's first know what compounding your savings means. Compounding in savings is essentially when you save some money and start earning interest on the initial amount deposited plus on the interest that accumulates over time. This cycle repeats itself, and before you know it, your savings grow and double over time. That's the power of compounding when applied to your savings in a nutshell, and as we all know, it's incredibly powerful. So, how does the 5-5-3 rule fit into all of this? Let's break it down. The 5-5-3 rule of compounding is a powerful concept that involves 3 key elements: annual percentage yield, APY, duration, and the number of savings accounts. It offers a simple yet powerful framework for building your savings faster and in the shortest time possible. Let's break it down. The first 5 represents a 5% annual percentage yield, APY, which is a realistic and achievable target interest rate offered by various savings institutions on their high-yield savings accounts. This is significantly higher than the rates provided by traditional savings accounts, allowing your money to grow more rapidly. The second 5 represents a 5-year duration your savings need to allow it to grow and multiply. This time frame is essential to harness the full power of compounding, allowing your interest to earn interest, thereby accelerating growth. And lastly, the 3 represents the number of separate high-yield savings accounts you will need to have to maximize and fasten your savings goals. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Why save in 3 accounts and not 1? Well, opening 3 separate high-yield savings accounts may sound unusual for some, but this diversification strategy spreads out your risk and maximizes your growth potential. Think of it as planting 3 different trees in your garden. Each tree might grow at a slightly different rate and face different conditions, but collectively they provide a lush, thriving garden. The same applies to your savings. Spreading them across 3 accounts helps mitigate risks and enhances overall growth, as each account has its high and low times, but still continues to grow regardless. You might be wondering why we are focusing on high-yield savings accounts. Well, traditional savings accounts usually offer measly interest rates that barely keep up with inflation. High-yield savings accounts, on the other hand, offer significantly higher interest rates, often around 5% or more. This higher rate means your money grows faster, giving you a much better return on your savings. Apart from that, they are low risk and liquid, unlike investments in the stock market or other volatile assets, and typically offer easy access to your savings when you urgently need it. While it's best to let your savings sit and grow, knowing you can access your funds if necessary provides peace of mind. So, who is this rule for? Well, the 5-5-3 rule is designed for those seeking a reliable, highly effective saving strategy to not only enable them to start saving, but to also enhance and multiply their savings, especially low-income earners. This rule harnesses the magic of compounding interest in your savings accounts over your preferred time frame. To understand how this works, let's look at 3 examples, all with an initial deposit of $1,000 for each account, with 3 different scenarios of additional saving contributions and 1 without additional saving contributions. Each scenario will help illustrate how different contributions affect your savings growth over 5 years. Something to note is that I use the NerdWallet savings calculator to calculate the scenarios we are going to discuss, as it's free to use. You can also use another free calculator from Greater Nevada High Yield Account Calculator to calculate. The final results of the two calculators slightly differ, so kindly choose the one that you are comfortable with. Let's start with the simplest scenario: an initial deposit of $1,000 in each of the three high-yield savings accounts, and no additional contributions beyond that. In this case, you're only relying on the power of compounding interest to grow your initial savings. Over the next 5 years, your savings will grow, but by the end of the 5 years, each account will have grown from $1,000 to approximately $1,276.28, and all the three accounts' total amount will be $3,828.84. In the second scenario, let's assume you start with an initial contribution of $1,000 in each of the three high-yield savings accounts, and then add an additional $1,000 to each account at the end or start of every year. This means that your savings account is compounding yearly. At the end of 5 years, each account will have had its initial deposit and annual contributions compounded at 5% interest, and your savings account will increase to approximately $6,801.91. So, for 3 accounts, the total amount will be $20,405.73. In the third scenario, you start with $1,000 in each account and contribute an additional $200 each month. The interest rate is still 5%, but now compounding occurs monthly. Each month, you deposit $200 into each account. The interest compounds monthly, and by the end of the 5 years, the future value of one account will be approximately $14,884.58. Across all 3 accounts, the total value would be around $44,653.74. These 3 scenarios illustrate how different contribution strategies and interest compounding can significantly impact your savings over time, meaning the more you contribute and the more frequently you let your money compound, the greater your financial growth will be. So, whether you're just starting or looking to ramp up your savings strategy, understanding how these contributions work can help you make more informed financial decisions and get closer to your savings goals. Now that you understand the I-5-3 rule of compounding your savings, let's talk about how to implement it. Here's a step-by-step guide. First, research high-yield savings accounts. Look for accounts that offer competitive interest rates of around 5% or higher. Don't rush. Take your time to compare the rates and terms and use online comparison tools and financial reviews to find the best options. Next, open 3 separate high-yield savings accounts. Once you've found the right accounts, go ahead and open 3 of them. Make sure each account is with a different bank or financial institution to diversify your risk and ensure you benefit from compounding in each one. After setting up the accounts, deposit your initial savings. This could be an equal amount in each account or adjusted based on your goals. Then, establish a regular contribution plan if possible. Whether you choose to contribute monthly, quarterly, or annually, consistent contributions will further enhance your compound interest growth. Finally, monitor your accounts periodically to ensure they continue to offer competitive rates and adjust your strategy if needed. Finding the right high-yield savings accounts is crucial for optimizing your returns. Start by comparing interest rates offered by different banks and financial institutions. Look for accounts with high rates and favorable terms. Additionally, consider fees and minimum balance requirements. Some accounts may have high fees or require a minimum deposit that could impact your overall returns. Check the compounding frequency. Accounts that compound interest more frequently, for example, monthly, will yield higher returns. Read customer reviews to gauge the reliability and customer service of the banks you're considering. Finally, ensure that the accounts are FDIC insured to protect your deposits up to the insured limit. Some of the best high-yield saving accounts in the United States include Brio Direct High Yield Savings Account, Ivy Bank High Yield Savings Account, Laurel Road High Yield Savings, UFB Secure Savings, Lending Club High Yield Savings, Basque Interest Savings Account, Newtek Bank Personal High Yield Savings, just to name a few. By carefully selecting accounts that meet these criteria, you can maximize the benefits of the 5-5-3 rule and watch your savings grow more effectively. So, why go through all this effort? Well, the 5-5-3 rule of compounding offers several significant benefits for growing your savings. 1. Maximized returns. By targeting high-yield savings accounts with around 5% interest, you significantly increase the returns on your savings and maximize the power of compound interest compared to traditional savings accounts. This higher rate of return accelerates the growth of your money, allowing it to earn interest on both the principal and the accumulated interest, significantly increasing your returns over time. 2. Promotes disciplined saving. The rule encourages regular deposits and a structured approach to savings, fostering good financial habits. Whether you're contributing annually or monthly, sticking to a plan helps build a steady accumulation of wealth. 3. Diversification. Opening 3 separate accounts spreads your risk across different accounts. This diversification helps protect your savings from potential issues with any single bank and ensures that you are not overly reliant on one financial entity for your returns. 4. Simplifies financial management. The rule's clear structure is 3 accounts that grow for 5 years and a focus on high-yield saving accounts, making it easier to follow and track your progress. 5. Low effort, high impact. Once set up, the 5-5-3 rule requires minimal ongoing effort. After making your initial deposits and setting up contributions, you can let your money grow with little intervention. This ease of maintenance makes it an attractive strategy for busy individuals looking to maximize their savings without constant monitoring. This saving strategy is about steadily building your savings account over time through the power of compounding. So, whether you're just starting your savings journey or looking to level up your saving strategy, remember the 5-5-3 rule as your blueprint for long-term saving success challenge.